Hello, 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 everybody. Gosh, my table's a mess. How are you guys doing? Oh, I don't normally do readings later in the day, but it has been really, really crazy for those of you that watch me. Thank you for sticking in there with me. Thank you for supporting my channel. I miss you guys terribly. But I wanted to come on here and do this because when we have a full moon coming on the 16th, and I'm recording this on the 14th, and so we're already in those energies. This is a full moon in Libra, and there is some crazy things happening this month. If you watched all the planets, there's so many planets coming into just little sections all in one, like 5 planets at one time in a section, in a little quadrant kind of a thing. And there's a lot of really intense energies because we just went from Aries to now Libra. But the thing is, we also have another new moon coming up at the end of the month. So, what I'm going to be doing here today is I'm going to be talking about the full moon, but I'm also going to be talking about what's happening with the planets around it because each planet has a characteristic if you don't know. So if you're new to astrology or things like that, and each little degree that they move, whether they're moving fast or slow, could have really a big impact on not only the moon, but the sun, where they're in conjunction with that, or sextiling, or trining, or all kinds of things. But it also tells us where we're at internally, which I can really, really feel this month hugely, the intensity, especially that fiery Aries energy from the new moon that we just passed. Because there is like a lot of impulsiveness, a lot of things moving fast. Things just want to go really quick and get it done, or things just happening fast. I don't know about you, but we have been in a whirlwind in this last week, let alone. So if that's happening to you, like I had a surgery, then all of a sudden we had a family member who was supposed to go into a simple procedure. Went in, things weren't going as good as they needed to. The surgeon had, after a couple of days, had said, better get the family together. And we're like, what? And really quick, things happen very fast within a week, and he's gone. So it's like, it's whatever's going on in your life, just know that things are moving fast, but it doesn't mean that you need to move that fast. Hold your horses up, don't play all your cards and all that kind of stuff. And this is the energy that's going to happen through this month, the rest of the month, guys, because we went from the new moon to the full moon. Now we're going from the full moon to the new moon, which is a waning moon, which is a release time to let things go, let things release, get some things gone that don't need to be in your life, kind of a thing. All right. So, what I do usually when I do these is I will go through a little bit of the summary of what the astrologically, if I can speak today, we're getting ready to have a funeral on Easter, and this is not a good week. But the thing is that this you'll see the energies a little bit from the planets that I talk about, and then you're going to also see, I'll talk about the full moon in conjunction with other things. We've got a big major conjunction coming up, which is going to throw a loop in everybody's schedule, kind of a thing. So hang on for a twist. But you'll be prepared for it because I'm sharing all this stuff with you. And then I'll go into a reading just after that. So I just do a quick summary. I don't want to go into a full astrological chart and all that kind of stuff because a lot of people just want to know what is happening and how's it going to affect me and my sign. All right. So going back just a little bit. So we're on the 14th today, recording this again. We're going to have, we have a Jupiter and a Neptune conjunct coming up, and that's in Pisces. That is actually going to last for quite a while, and that's the conjunction that I'm talking about. Hey, Pete Felix. Oh, no worries, no worries. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you so very much. I'm good. Thank you. Don't worry about it. Appreciate it. But we're gonna go from the 16th. So I'm not gonna talk too much about the up till today because I had the new moon and I do that for 2 weeks. All right. I'm repeating myself. So there's three things with this full moon in Libra that is really, really going to be really important because we have Mercury half squaring with Jupiter and Neptune. And what that's going to do is going to bring sort of things to the surface. So what that means is like, if somebody is sort of lying, you're going to figure it out. Or they're going to get caught in a lie, that kind of a thing. It's something that like, it's almost the full moon card is the moon card that we have is like, you cannot really see it, but things are going to bubble up enough to come to the top of the surface. So this is really, really important in these next 2 weeks to be really mindful and pay attention to all different kinds of red flags. This moon is going to be intense, guys. I really hate to say it. It's not really a good moon, but everything has, you know, opposites. So the thing is, this one's just very, very intense. And it's intense to your internal clock versus your external, whatever's going on outside. So it's almost like there's this push-pull battle going on with this full moon. There's like trying to get balance, but that balance isn't quite there. And that is because of this Mercury, Jupiter, Neptune conjunction. It's really a stinker. Okay. And then we get Pluto mixed in there. So Pluto's always about the other side, though, and the things that are hidden. Pluto is really good about hiding things. So that's why that energy is, you know, if something's not quite right, pay attention to that intuition that you got coming up, because that's going to be really, really important. It's sort of like out of sight, out of mind, but it's also too, it's like a structural thing. This is sort of like, how do I put this? It's sort of like a subconscious. It's like subconsciously you want to do something, but you know you shouldn't, kind of a thing. So I'm not saying that that's for you guys, but really pay attention. Sort of like when somebody's not watching, what do you do? Yeah, you know, do you still do what's right, or do you not do what's right? There's so many little elements to this conjunction that you just have to know that high integrity is really, really important, and that if they don't have it, don't hang around it, because it's going to affect. It's going to affect. Okay. So this is also going to relate around money, guys. It's, well, it could be money or love, but this moon is more about money, because we got Venus half squaring with Pisces, and then the sun's half squaring with Venus. So when this happens, it sort of relates around money things. So maybe if this is a time that you need to loan money, be really careful that when they say, well, I'll pay you back when my taxes come in, make sure that they got it when they come in, and you better be standing there to cash that check with them, because it's just a really it's an off balance time. Okay. So with this the other thing too is there's three things that are going to happen. So that is, you know, you get caught in a lie kind of thing with this moon. And then we also too have the money thing. It's just sort of going to play around with our money. A lot of that, have to really be mindful of your money for this time. Don't lose direction. So if you've got to focus on what you're spending your money on, or what you're saving your money for, or what you're doing with your money, really stay focused on that. Really don't try to go step out, because distractions are going to come. Distractions are going to come. And so you want to really be focused in on your goal and stick with it. Okay. It's sort of like when you go out and you like, oh, I'm saving my money for this. And say it costs like $200. And the thing is, you go somewhere and you see something that you really, really liked and wanted, and it's $200. That distraction is, that's what we're talking about. Don't go there. There's a reason why you want to stay focused. You're being tested. Okay. The other thing too is that we've got a Saturn and Mars in Pisces as well. It's trining with the moon. Saturn's trining with the moon. And so what this is a point of thesis. It's a point of thesis. And so what it too, it's sort of, you get in this energy of you're all dressed up and you're ready to go to a party, but you don't know where the party is. Okay. So you're like getting prepared for something, but you really don't have your ducks in a row to know what you're supposed to be doing or where to go or who, what time it is or who's going to all be there, that kind of a thing. You're just ready. So really just be mindful again to stay focused in on what you want to do. The third thing is that Mars is playing around. We want to fight it for our beliefs and our convictions. So really be mindful when you're working around people. Sometimes people say things to trigger, to get something heated, get something really upset, or, like talking about race or talking about LGBT or talking about whatever, that really knows that it's going to spark something. Some people do it to manipulate, but other people do it because that is their passion. But there is going to be this unbalancedness of fighting for what we believe in and our convictions. This is a supernatural battle. I've been talking a lot about spiritual battles, but this is a supernatural battle between your beliefs and your convictions and what you really, really and truly want to focus in on. Okay, so that's sort of the third thing with this full moon. Is it an easy moon? No, I hate to say it, but the good thing is it's sort of anchoring. It's going to be anchoring you again. This whole month is about planting the seeds, so it's anchoring you. It's trying to get you. Remember, our first thing we talked about was balance with this new moon. Is that we want to create a balance. And in a lot of your readings these last couple of weeks, we're talking about planting the seed and building that foundation. That's what's happening. Okay. And when we go back to this number one with the full moon, it's like deceit and lying. Why would you want to be with somebody or be around people that are deceitful and lying? They're very low vibrational, very energy vampires and toxic. But you're going to get a self-awareness about that, and you're going to realize that the balance is off, or it's just like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Okay. So really, really pay attention to those. Let's see what else. This full moon is going to, we got Venus on the 17th, which the full moon happens on the 16th at 11:55 a.m., but that's in Pacific time. I'm in the United States and I'm Pacific time. So that's when it's going to happen here. I don't know what time it happens in your area of the world, and it also depends on what charts you're going by, that kind of a thing. Um, but the good thing is on the 17th, right? Because you remember, for those that are brand new, you had about 3 days before the full moon hits that these energies start ramping up. This Libra energy starts ramping up. And then you got 3 days or so that is really solid, strong. And then it begins to dissipate into the waning moon, the releasing moon kind of a thing. But the thing is, the good thing is that on the 17th, just after that full moon, is that we got Mercury sextiling with Venus. And so it's going to bring some brilliant ideas. It's going to bring some creative things in your mind. It's going to, you can't tell it really so much because it's going to come in really fast. It's like, oh yeah, right. But I haven't been thinking of anything. I haven't been doing anything. Doesn't matter. This energy with these planets is going to come in really, really fast. The moon is also in Scorpio by then, and that gives us a really good perspective. And it gives us sort of some breakthrough points. It's sort of a disruptive, again, we're talking about balance here. So it's a disruptive, it's sort of, it's again, checking you for your self-awareness of what you're wanting to do. But it's going to bring a breakthrough for somebody, for, I don't know which signs. I didn't go that deep into it, but it's going to be definitely a breakthrough, exciting time. And then what it's going to be a lot about, because we got Mercury sextiling with Venus. Okay, so that's a lot about relationships and feelings and things like that. But Mercury is about communication. So I know that a lot of signs were talking about love this time, and about communication and relationships. A lot of you guys had that in your readings for the last 2 weeks. So definitely, it's exciting. It's about communication. It's about maybe sharing something, a deeper bond, and something growing in a deeper bond with you guys, whoever that's for. So it's a great bonding time. The 17th, I would say the 17th through the 24th. Okay, because that's what's really going to be happening is there is going to be, in this love department, there's going to be a lot of good, exciting communication, a lot of things coming through. We've got that Mercury. We also have the Mercury Uranus conjunction at the same time. So a lot of talking. Like, when you get to know somebody or you just meet somebody and then you're like on the phone and you're talking to them and it's like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, you're like, well, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Sort of that little high schooly kind of flirtatious kind of communication. But around the 22nd, the moon moves to Pluto, moves into Pluto, and then Mercury begins squaring with Saturn. This is the part where it's going to suck because Mercury and Saturn, this is like this argumentative thing going back and forth. It's almost like a reality check kind of a thing. It is a power struggle. It's a conflict. It's something's just not working right, because the clarity isn't there. Okay, so around the 22nd, 24th, the clarity isn't there because somebody's not just being honest. Somebody's not telling the whole story. Somebody's not putting that out there. So it's like if you can't put all the cards on the table and see what's going on, then you're not getting the whole story. It's like a puzzle and a missing piece kind of a thing. So that energy is going to create conflict. It's like, gosh, what am I missing? Or what is something just not quite right? Just not quite right. Welcome. Is just not quite right. So the facts are not clear. So really the rest for these 2 weeks while we're waning and getting from the full moon through the waning moon, give you an advice. Okay. Everybody wants to give advice. Okay. Not a problem. But this is the time that you want to really look at the facts. Okay. And as we get closer to the new moon, now there's going to be a new moon at the end of the month, which is going to be really, really interesting because we have a solar eclipse again happening. So we had 2 moons this month, 2 moons that are really, really key and really, really point of what to do. So around the 25th again, we have 5 planets in Pisces. Remember I told you that there was in the one quadrant, there was 5 planets. Well, that's around the 24th, 25th. And that's because some of these planets are moving extremely, extremely slow. And they're sort of all just piling up in one little area. So what that's going to mean is, you're going to be able to dream. Things are going to be able to move forward into whatever you're dreaming, what you're hoping and your fruitions you want to be for the rest of the month. And some of these are going to be very short term and some like within 2 weeks. I think I talked about that in some of your readings. But the thing is, the 2 weeks, I'm sorry, I can't read it. It's too long and my glasses are, I'll read it in a second. But some of them are going to be long term. Okay. Some of them are going to be very long term into the next year. So really be really mindful what seeds you're planting in this time of April. Really, really huge. Because some of them, because around the new moon here on the 30th, again, that's going to be a new moon in Taurus along with the solar eclipse. When the solar eclipse happens, things are 2, 3, 4 times more intense because there's a lot of different energies now really bouncing off. So this is a time to really bring things that you want to into the future and put the past behind. So you do want to leave that past behind, especially if you've got some healing to do. This is something that you really want to do. With the new moon coming up on the 30th and the solar eclipse, that is a time, and we also have a half square of Neptune there going on at the same time, and Venus is conjuncting with Jupiter. So this is a time to be really, really careful because, like I said, things are heightened over and over and over. Welcome, welcome. Heightened extensively. So this is a time where you can overindulge too much into something. So when we get to that new moon, just be really, really, really mindful the end of the month. Don't overindulge, don't overdo, don't overthink Okay, because we have a lot of Mercury moving around in there. Mercury energy is conjuncting and sextiling and trining. But the thing is that you do not want to overindulge too much in something. Now, that could also mean, because Mercury's in there, how to communicate. So if you're like, okay, sorry, I'm getting into download. Okay, so what they're saying is don't overindulge in keep pounding something over and over and over. So if somebody is having a fight or somebody is bringing up the past, oh, thank you so much. So they're saying if you keep bringing up the past, okay, so slow. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of downloads. Hang on, guys. Um, when you begin to argue and you want to argue about something, argue about it just once and put it to bed. Don't keep arguing about it over and over and over again. This is overindulging in that as well. So what you want to do is just say, okay, we're not going to bring this up anymore. We're just not going to bring this up anymore. And don't. And I hate to say it, but ladies have a really hard time of doing that. Well, do you remember back 20 million years ago when you said this? It's still here. So this is what I'm talking about, overindulging in communication, that Mercury energy. So also too, overindulging can be a good thing, but you got to be careful what you're overindulging. Everything really needs to be in moderation, and nobody wants to really. Thank you. So they're saying be prideful, because overindulging can actually say, well, I did this or I did that. And that's where pride comes in. And that's definitely divine hates pride and does not like it, because then you think you did everything else when he's trying to send all the angelic realm and the second dimension to help you out and everything. And you just take the glory for it. He hates that. God, he hates that so much. So definitely be really mindful from this full moon. Pay attention to summary. Pay attention to what you really, really want. Focus in on it, because there's going to be distractions. This is an intense moon. Step back. Things are going to move fast. For some of you, they're going to move so fast, but you don't have to move that fast. Slow it down. Slow it down. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't play all your cards at once. Hold some back, because this is a testing time for many of you, where you're going to actually just need to pull back and say, you know what? Let me research that and get back to you, because I'm not quite sure. And then, because when you pull back, divine or the angelic realm will show you that that's what you should have done in the first place, because everything's moving too fast. Everybody's getting overwhelmed, just like this week for us here. You know, my surgeries, and then the family's being called on the same day as my surgery. He goes into surgery the next day. He's put on into a coma for a few days, doesn't come out of the coma. We have to pull the life supports off of him, and then he's gone. All in a week, and trying to heal and trying to get ready for, and being they're Buddhist, so it's very different religion for them. And so then you've got a whole 10 days worth of getting ready, and oh, it's crazy. But slow yourself down, breathe, take a minute, because also too, thank you, he says something is not what it seems. Something is not going to be what it seemed. So somebody is looking at somebody, for example, I don't know, he keeps showing me this. So looking at somebody and they really are attracted to them. However, the cover is not the same as the actual book inside. Don't know who that's for, but that's exactly what he said. So make sure that you read the chapters of the book and get a lot of detail and facts in that book, whoever that is, and then go ahead and go from there, because something's not as it seems. And boy, do I feel that energy. All right. So welcome. Am I not live? Am I still not live? Oh, I'm already saved, whoever you are. I'm already saved. I'm a Christian. So, you know what? Everybody has discernment to a point. So, you know what? I don't worry about you. Yeah, it's you know what, I have to say, you know, for some of you who have been watching me, Felix, bless your heart, he's been my fan for I think since the beginning. But the thing is that when my channel comes on, I don't care how many subscribers I get. what I do is I try to help people, and I try to make it something that anybody can always come to me, or I can hopefully can go to them, and they, you know, become more of a family, a community kind of a thing. So that's what really I really enjoy about doing this channel. So definitely. So yes. You Fang or whoever you are, I don't pay attention to you. Um, this is God, this is divine, this is not me. So I don't do this because I do it for me. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the reading, guys, and I'm going to pull a moon card because we are moon in Libra, just to see what that energy is. Then I'm going to go to Divine's deck because we are all about finding out what the second dimension, what our creator wants us to do, what our path is, what our journey is, definitely. And then if he comes through with downloads like he has been already, and whoever he sends through, it's been very interesting. I'll have to tell you a story though. I really have to tell you a story really quick. Is let's see. Let me go ahead and out. Sorry guys, hang on a second. Bye-bye. There is a second dimension, and I'm going to share this really quick while I shuffle. As our, Nico's uncle passed, he's been around. It was amazing. Because of Buddhist religions and stuff, there's certain things that they have to do. And so I had to go get a picture. I could feel his energies, and that they were getting really weak when we had to shut the machines off. But I had to go to Walgreens and get a picture done because they put it up on the shrine and that kind of a thing. And so what happens is I had to go get one done, and they're more like a driver's license or a passport kind of a thing. And I was walking up to Walgreens and I was thinking about all the things we had to do that day. And I literally heard his voice say, "Thank you, Pat." I was like, "Yeah, you're welcome." But then within a few hours of his passing, around 2 o'clock, there's one of the cousins. He's sort of so slow learner, but he's extremely spiritual. He his mother called us and said, "Stop joking around. It's not funny." And apparently at 2 o'clock, now son passed away probably around 10:15, somewhere around there. And at 2 o'clock, Frankie got a phone call from son. Now, his phone was at his apartment because we didn't need it. So we didn't have the phone. Nobody was home because there's nobody there now. And so he was shocked. And I was like, no, he's just sending you a message. So the second dimension can do things through technology that is amazing. It is just amazing. All right. So you got to believe in the second dimension. You got to believe in God. You got to believe in divine. There's really so much going on. And now that too, and my daughter's mad at me because I did know that he was going to pass away long before he did. As soon as his car accident happened, I knew Divine was telling me and showing me the whole thing that was going to play out, and it has. And my daughter, bless her heart, she's an empath now too. Well, she's just growing. Her spiritual awakening is growing. She said, "Mom, when she had the car accident, because he totaled his car, then she goes, I sort of knew, because what was going to happen was the car was totaled, so they were going to pay the car, and my dad wouldn't have to worry about, the car, and then he'd have money for the funeral." And I'm like, yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's not coincidence. But here's your distraction, guys. Distraction. We have definitely the devil working really hard. This is that, remember I said this conflict energy that wants to come, this full moon energy. Let me go back and see what date that was on. But that was right before Mercury was going to come and hit on the 22nd. Yeah, 22nd and 24th. Be really, really careful with that conflict energy. It's not a fun energy. So just step back, sort of like zip it for the 22nd through the 24th, because the facts aren't clear. Or get the facts. Just get the facts. All right. Yeah. All righty. So we've got for the moon card, which is the moon in Libra, hold your vision. Again, what was I talking about? Setting that for this whole month, setting that goal, hold your vision, pay attention to what it is, pay attention where you want to go with it, what you want to do. All right. We have the Divines card. Interesting. I have not seen this. I don't think I've seen it in months. Interesting. The Divines card is the time machine, and it's the number 3. Acknowledging, I was talking about time going too fast. So this is a, and back to the future kind of a thing. But this time machine is that this past needs to go away and not step up. But it also, this time is the precious commodity. Thank you. He's like, it is the most precious commodity I have given you besides love. So please understand how much time is precious. But it is also a forward movement, although we bring some of that past with us, but we've got to leave it behind with this full moon energy. Okay. We have to acknowledge that. Self-awareness again. We're going back to that self-awareness in making sure we know what's fact and what's not. All right. But this time machine is his card. Okay. And your current energy card for this full moon, as well as the next 2 weeks, is rescue, the number 7. Oh, I hate card. But the number 7 is about self-improvement. We talked about full moon, self-awareness. This is what, a reality check. What are we checking? Making sure that what our reality is really, really, maybe if you're arguing with somebody, that's not their reality. And it's like when we talk about it's your truth, but not your, it's my truth, but your truth is maybe not the same as my truth. So you really have to pay attention to that. Where does rescue come into that? A lot of the times we want to go ahead and do things that we shouldn't. Many of you guys in your readings, a lot of you guys aren't taking care of your body, your spirit and your body, because you're just not sleeping enough. You're not eating right. You're stressed out, a lot of stressed out, a lot of people with anxiety and depression. A lot of you guys this last couple of weeks, take care of your body before you try to take care of somebody else, because you're no. All right, hopefully I am back on. Anybody is still out there. I had a blue screen. Can't believe it. So if anybody's still out there. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. If somebody is out there, just say hello or say something. That'd be great. Okay, cool. Thanks, Felix. You are a lifesaver. God, someday we got to meet. My daughter is going to go to Germany one day, and here her friend just moved there, got married over there, and so hopefully this next year she's going to go for a couple months, and I hope that I can send her your way and meet her, because she's an awesome girl. But maybe one day we'll get to meet. Anyway, so where I left off was on the rescue card. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and go do through the reading, because now my train of thought is gone. I've got to have them come back in here a second. Again, we have authority issues. Okay, we have a bunch of authority issues going on here. That conflict of authority, that conflict of power going on. Definitely, we've got some sextiles and trines that are creating that power struggle to go on here. So our first card out, definitely somebody's got a bunch of burden going on here that needs to be released. Somebody's going through some really heavy stuff. I can concur with that. However, so I've got to take these first three. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. So, the 10 of Wands straight out of the chute. This is definitely for the next couple of weeks. Remember, we're going from the full moon to the new moon. Okay, this is definitely something really heavy, really pulling at your heart. And the reason why I'm saying that, because of the downloads I'm getting, is I see my heart, and I also see this is an internal struggle. So somebody's going through something that they're really having a hard time trying to decide about something. But this is really sort of heavy. It's like in the forefront most of your mind. This is the number 10 as well, is it's about the ending of something but beginning. But because we're in the seed planting, it's going to be something new, something, a fresh journey, something going on. However, it's really pulling. I can just feel the heart, and it feels like there's a string, they're being pulled. Okay, the second card out is the Four of Wands, and then we have the Chariot. The thing is that the Four of Wands is facing the burden. The Four of Wands is feeling this really heavy pull on something, but the Four is about getting a foundation and a balance back. Okay, so the number 4 is about growing your balance and your foundation. Here's the thing, guys. It's facing the burden, or the weight, or whatever it is, what's going on right now. But if you look at it, it's a celebration. It's something happy. So something's coming that's going to make this, and it's the number 1. Remember, it's facing the number 1, this new beginning, this new chapter of what it is. And with the Chariot card right next to it, it's about moving. Okay. Now, is it moving fast? Yes, it's moving fast, but it's almost like I can feel like somebody's got their breath taken away. It's like when somebody unexpectedly, out of the blue, you had no idea, that said, will you marry me? And it just sort of like, I didn't expect that. Oh my God. Oh, well, now what do I do? What do I say? Maybe because you don't feel the same way, or you know what? And it's always to say, okay, you know what? I really want to, but can we wait? Because, I need to feel 100%. Probably don't feel as much as you do, but that kind of a thing. So it's sort of like that, taking that your breath away, or like a surprise or something. Because remember, we do have some brilliant energies coming through, some really good energies coming through around the 18th, because of Venus and Mercury in there, that communication kind of a thing. Okay, so whatever this weight is, it's getting ready to leave. Okay, I can see it moving, and it's almost like a wisp. I see like a little wisp. I don't know who that's for. Anyway, we in the center of your reading, the number 5, and it is also the 5 of Pentacles. Now, remember, we talked about the thing around money. Where was it in there? We definitely, when on the full moon, we also have to be really mindful about our money, because it can stress us out. Okay, so this, and with the Pluto energy there, that's right. Venus is half squaring with in Pisces, but also the sun is half squaring with Mars. So this is definitely around money. So really be mindful, but it also too can leave you in a bad place. It can leave you in a situation where if you need money for an emergency, you might not have it. So be really careful with your finances, definitely, because it can leave you unstable. The other energy there is also too that somebody, thank you. So somebody is actually going to be left alone. I want to say, like, if somebody leaves, you're a couple and somebody left and somebody took all the money and you're left there holding nothing, and you've got to survive and do things out. This is definitely a time for that too. So something is going on with somebody that, man, if they leave, you're going to think, well, you're not, but you're going to think, oh man, I'm screwed. I'm really screwed. Okay. But you're not, because here's the thing. There is movement, and then you have the High Priestess right next to it. Okay. And the High Priestess is that if you focus in on the material things and the material things that you don't have, she's going to show you actually what you do have. So Divine is going to say, well, you know what? You think you don't have anything, but you know what? I can go ahead and manifest anything I want to. Trust me, guys, I've been there. I've done that. I have witnessed miracle after miracle after miracle. I needed $3,000 one day. And at the end of the day, I had exactly $3,000, not to my thing. And that's a whole story in itself, but he will manifest it. Why do I know that? Because even though God isn't Santa Claus or divine isn't Santa Claus, he's all about manifestation. Okay, so whatever it is that you're worried about, stop worrying about it, because that's not helping it. It's not having the faith. That's that leap of faith that you're going to have. That's that high priestess energy. That's the number 2 to bring things together. This is to bring a partnership, to bring something. Again, money is one of the key things. Definitely have to be making sure that this is happening. And it also is going to release this burden, because you're not going to be so focused in on the problem, because you're going to be looking to the future. That's that plant seed again from you guys. That is to move forward. Some of those seeds that you plant, watch the next 2 weeks. You plant a seed. Be careful which seed you plant, because in the next 2 weeks, one of those seeds is going to come to fruition, because that's the short-term part. That is the Scorpio moon and Scorpio energy happening. That is going to be the short term. Okay, that is the new moon. That's going to be around the new moon, around the 30th. Something's just going to pop up and come to fruition. And I'm not a psychic, but this is what the planets, this is what divine, this is also a cycle that happens over and over and over with the planets. They all move around the same way, millions of years, the same way. So just really, really focusing on that. Okay, because something's manifesting. Here's the hard part. Your challenge card is the 4 of Cups. Somebody's like, here's the challenge, because somebody's like, yeah, right. Nothing ever goes right for me. Oh, nothing's ever going to happen for me. Oh, that's just bunch. Oh, they might get it, but I won't. That's that negative attitude that's keeping you in your anxiety and depression. The focus is on to fight that, turn it around, and bring it back to balance, because it's the number 4. It's about the number 4. Okay. And we have the number 3 and the number 7. This is about self-improvement. This is about divine saying, you know what? I'm going to move fast. You better have your seatbelt on, because I want you to sit and be still while I just move things faster than the speed of light. Maybe that's why he's got this time machine with all these lights. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just really happy that this burden or this heaviness or whatever is going to be moving on for you, whatever that is. I don't know. All right. But it's going to be your mindset. This 4 of Cups, man, you guys, is just, this is that definitely the energy around the 22nd, 24th. We have the 2 of Cups, we have the 7 of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Again, we're back to a unity, the number 2, bringing a unity in, because we have the High Priestess as the number 2. So that's 2 times we've seen that. We also have the number 10 twice. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. So he's saying that this is your choice of how you move forward. This is how I'm expecting you to move forward. You're going to either take a leap of faith or you're going to stay stuck. I don't know who that is for somebody, but that's definitely. And remember the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is all about standing up. Remember, where was it when we were going to be fighting about our beliefs and our convictions? Yeah, that was the number 3 point with Mars with the full moon. Fight for your convictions and supernatural, and also what your beliefs, your supernatural beliefs, or if you believe in a religion, or if you believe in God, or you believe in Buddha, or whatever you believe in, you're going to be fighting for those. Or if you're fighting for race, or your, gender, or whatever, that kind of a thing. This is a choice. This is your free will card. So whichever way you move, I don't know how that's going to be. That's up to you. Whoop. 6 of Cups. So who's got somebody in their life that they've known for a while? Is this the person that you should be creating a foundation with? We've got number 4, 2, 3, 1, Two fours. This is a foundation, definitely. So somebody that you have known, somebody that is lifting you up. Again, I really want to be careful with that Six of Cups because I see a person, but I can't tell if they're toxic or not. So I can't tell if they're being manipulative or not. You'll have to know that. And again, when it's not clear, remember from the 18th on to the 24th, it's just not clear. So really know whoever this person is that you're getting involved with. I don't know who this is. Excuse me. I don't know who this is for either, but I'm hearing dating. If you don't know this person, be really, really mindful, be leery, protect yourself, protect your heart, guard your heart, and really, really don't get in their car. Just don't, I don't know who that's for, but don't get in their car. I can feel a real unsettling. Take your own car or meet them and make sure it's a public place. Okay. I don't know who that's for, and I don't know where that came from. That's sort of a dark energy. I do not like that. I do not like that. Divine, make sure that we're encompassed in love and light and that no darkness or no evil energies come through, please. Because that, let me tell you, you get distracted. All right. So the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the World in reverse. Again, this World in reverse is, thank you. So he's saying is the way you think. So yeah, the world right now is falling apart. The world is turning more evil than actually good. The world is happening. But we have control of our own world, our inside, and how we handle people and how we love people and how we don't love people, or however that is. But it's in reverse. So it's not, again, this is an intense full moon, very intense full moon. But we have the Four of Wands again. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Beautiful. There's something new coming up for somebody. It is just exciting. It's going to take so much burden off, so much release. I love it. I don't know who that's for. All right. Somebody's going to be meeting somebody. I don't know. This is something that is, even if it's planting a seed in this foundation, it's going to end up going, because there is that's what it is. There is that energy that is a brand new seed. Remember I said earlier, it's going to take you all the way through. And in some of your readings, I said it's going to take you all the way through the year. This is a new relationship that is going to go the whole 9 yards. Somebody is going to have this. And this, thank you, is not a rescue relationship. This is two people coming in as whole as they can be, doing their own journeys, and they're gonna lift each other up and help each other and grow each other, and it's gonna be the long haul. Whether you get married, I don't like people living together because you don't get the benefits of what you need to, because it's easy to just jump right out and say, I'm done with this, bye. But this is gonna go the whole 9 yards. Okay, it's gonna go the whole 9 yards. Definitely. There is going to be a celebration time. Come on. Anyway. All right. Divine, is there anything, or in the second dimension, angelic realm, anything else that you want me to share with the collective about the full moon? Anything that derives around the conjuncts or whatever? Interesting. Let the past go. Seek the light. And let go. Because this came up in reverse. You got to let go. Whatever it is from this past, I told you in the very beginning, it's got to let go. You got to let it go. Whatever it is, got to let it go. So I don't know what that is for you, but definitely working through. Somebody's working through their healing, and they're going to see it. The King of Wands. Again, there's that Mercury energy. There is that Mercury communication. Be really mindful that you're listening to facts, not the fiction, because there is going to be a lot of fiction or storytelling. I can see a book. There's a lot of stuff that you really need to be clear on before you do anything. So I don't know what that is or who that's for, but you definitely want to be clear on whatever you're getting into. And if you're not clear, that's muddled, that's low vibration, that's distraction, that's to take you off course. This is your test. So make sure that you know for sure what it is that you want to do to move forward. Don't move in movement forward if you're not clear, not sure. Wait, again, there's that fast moving energy that a lot of people, like I was telling my daughter with all this funeral stuff, I said, yes, it's moving very fast, but you don't have to. So you can take pieces of whatever it is that you want to move fast with, or you just stay put, think, analyze, and turn this number flipping 4 around to something more high vibrational light, something of love for yourself. And this was going to take away some anxiety and depression for you, because people that are in anxiety and depression live in fear, and they're more worldly because they worry about everything that really doesn't matter. Because if you cannot take it with you, and if you cannot feel it spiritually, it doesn't matter. It's not part of your journey. It has nothing to do with you. You don't need to worry about it. But so many people get anxiety and depression because they worry, and that is not taking a leap of faith. That is not trusting. But that has to be a learned thing for somebody, because maybe they've never been taught that. So maybe they've never been taught how to trust in divine or the second dimension. Maybe they haven't heard it like I do, or maybe they don't have the ability to feel energies, like I do, or that kind of a thing. It can be learned. It can be learned. So, but this really concerns me at the end, because this is a mindset. And this is what I do, is I help people transform their mindset to a positive mindset. So this can change. You can change, whoever this is and I'm talking to, you can change from that negative, low self-esteem, low vibrational energy that is keeping you stuck. We saw that devil card straight out, the first card, keeping you bound in that anxiety and depression. My daughter doesn't have anxiety anymore because she changed her mindset from a world's mindset to a spiritual mindset, and she does not have anxiety. Once in a while she'll get a trigger, because that's part of our past, but she knows how to control that trigger. So I don't know if this has been helpful for you, but I hope it was. I hope this full moon brings you a lot of love. Watch your money, watch your bucks there, and brings you some good communication, conversations. Somebody's going to get, I shouldn't say get lucky, but I'm talking about in a relationship to move forward. Okay, I don't mean the other one. So, but I also too know that there is some heavy weighted between the 22nd, 24th, heavy weighted arguing and friction coming in. So be mindful. If you feel that the 22nd, 24th, step back, take a breath, don't say anything, zip it, don't create the kerfuffle. Don't just step back from the kerfuffle and watch what the divine's going to do, because this is a test this month. This is a big test this month. So, and then the new moon is on the 30th. So there is going to be a solar eclipse that day. So this is a very special time. Normally we do not have two moons in the month, but last month in March we had two new moons, and this month we have two new moons. So be ready for that solar eclipse and say bye-bye to the past. So want to do that. Emotional luck. Hopefully luck. Honey, we don't want to go by luck. We don't, that luck is like a fart in the wind. It comes and goes, and you don't want luck. You just want blessings. You want rewards. You want the good things. Definitely. But yeah. All right. So I hope this was good. Don't forget, now I'm going to be doing your readings every 2 weeks. So from full moon to new moon to full moon, and I can get them in that way. Doctor is not releasing me until Monday. He didn't want me to go back for 3 weeks. And I'm like, I can't do that. I got to go back to work. So I will be doing readings for that. So every 2 weeks, but you'll see them there. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified. But I also have other videos that I put up, as you guys know. I just did energy vampires, face your giants, your fears. helping with anxiety and depression, like we just talked about, and knowing how to help conquer that. That's one's put up, but you can go on and look at the playlists about how to help transform your mind, spirit, and body. Definitely. Felix, thank you. I don't know what time it is. You're always on. Do you ever sleep? Whatever time I come on, you do pop on. Do you ever sleep? But yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Stay blessed. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth, because you know what? There's no confusion. There's clarity. There's clear. There's everything when you do that. And then ask the other person to be that way too. You don't want to be around people that are toxic energy vampires, trust me. And you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care. Thank you for coming in. It's 3 in the afternoon? Oh, pretty nice. Now I don't even know what time the clock say behind me. 6. Is it 6, really? Ow. And I'm sorry that the thing ended and started again. So hopefully I'm going to have to go back and look at this so I can see if I have to edit and cut some stuff out. But again, don't forget, if you subscribe, you get free readings, or if you get free coaching. Don't forget to say, you can also too, bye-bye, Felix. You get to have any coaching. So if you don't know what kind of coaching I do, I'm a life coach. I'm a nutrition fitness coach. I'm a spiritual coach and path coach. And you can go to divinewarriorintuitive.com and see what kind of coaching it is. Yeah, you bet. Thanks for popping in and staying loyal. I appreciate it very, very much. I love my community. I love it. Yes, you be blessed too. I'm hoping for you. I've been praying for you. So definitely. Take care, guys. We'll see you on your next reading. And if you haven't seen your reading, go subscribe and go watch it. Take care.